Good evening. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
Buttons up, you're all set.
Yes. My name is Terra Boyan. I live in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. And I want to start out with a personal experience that I feel directly supports the Extreme Risk Protection Order, the Red Flag Act. 1998, age of 20, my friend from high school. Brilliant student. He skipped the senior year of high school, went on to college, went over to Scotland to study genetic engineering, and he flipped. And I knew this. I knew that he wasn't in his right mind. I made a ton of phone calls to every helpline that I could. I notified his parents. My parents notified his parents. At the extreme point, he came over to my parents' house and handed my parents $1,000 for my brother. And my parents immediately called his parents, and they called local police. Local police then said that they were going to contact all the other local police in the state. I don't know if they did or not, and the state police, and the campus police at the university that I was attending at the time. So, as I knew what was going on, I was trying to continue my studies in engineering. And so half the time I was studying and warning the other people in my department not to tell them who I was, or not to tell anybody who was looking for me, I should say, who my current friends were or anything like that. He was trying to hunt me to find my current boyfriend. And so I would hide inside rooms so that I wasn't in visibility of the doors, so that I wouldn't endanger other people in there while I was continuing to try to study. When I completed my work, I would get in my car and try to go on the roads and find him so that I could actually smash my car into his car to stop him. I had no other way to stop him. I had tried everything I could with the current laws, and his parents had tried. He went to another state, purchased a gun, a rifle, and went to the house that I was renting. I have no idea how he found that out. Luckily, no one was home. His father was able to track him down there. His father jumped on the car, tried to actually stop him, but the windows were rolled up. They drove around Narragansett. My friend was trying to shake him off the car. They made it all the way over to the beach. And while his father was still banging on the windows trying to get in, he shot himself. There was ample notice given to law enforcement throughout the state, campus police. What we found out later was the campus police, or security, whatever you want to refer to them as, had actually detained them. And this part was in a court proceeding. The local police had assured the parents that if they found him, that he would be detained and his keys would be taken from him in order to get opportunity to pick him up and get him to treatment. The police also spoke with the university campus security directly, and they said that they would detain him if he was located. The local university's testimony said that they would conduct a well-being check if found and try to keep him there until the father got there. But 37 hours after they initially contacted the police in their own town, 2 campus security did stop him, and they said they were doing a welfare check directly to him and asked him to please get in touch with his parents. It was about a 5-minute conversation. The officer said that nothing in his demeanor concerned them or indicated danger to himself. The officer also said that they were not told to detain him. So there were also affidavits from 2 professionals. Although may have appeared stable, I'm not inserting his name, to the security, a fact which was presently disputed, potentially suicidal individuals do have the capability of masking their intent and their unstable emotions for a short period of time. So one of the reasons I'm giving this is I'm imploring you to work out with psychologists what a reasonable amount of time to detain them and investigate the situation, because they are able to mask for a short period of time, as evidenced here. So his risk, again, this is continued from that affidavit, his risk of committing suicide if he was not detained and provided treatment was reasonably foreseeable to a reasonable degree of medical certainty. There was, at the time, Rhode Island General Law 40.1-5-7 could have enforced the idea of maintaining him or keeping him in their custody, but it was not done. So yes, extreme risk protection order and fix NICS. Those two things I am in strong support of. But I also want to impress upon you as legislators that two changes like that aren't going to solve this whole thing. My background is chemical engineering, and I do understand the comment that was made about breaking the accident chain. You'll see in what I handed to you, there is reference to LOPA, which is layer of protection analysis. So for a chemical facility, when you're doing analysis of a chemical facility, you actually want to look at the layers of protection. You don't assume that when you put one layer on there that it's safe. I also worked as a consultant for DHS under CFATS, which is Chemical Facility Anti-Terrorism Act. So I actually went around the country going to different chemical facilities and looking at their vulnerabilities and the different types of adversaries that would attack and trying to assist them in finding out how to deal with that. So doing security vulnerability analysis for a school when you are considering hardening the school, I don't put hardening as the top of my list, but through LOPA analysis, you will see that you need to consider many layers of protection. Having one or two or even three, there will be holes, there will be failures. And if you imagine, this sounds like a very goofy thing to imagine, but the CCPS, even the Center for Chemical Process Safety, even pushes this strongly with large chemical facilities. Imagine a block of Swiss cheese, and your layers of protection are the layers of the Swiss cheese. If all of your holes line up, then your incident will occur. If you have enough layers, it reduces the risk and the potential for the accident in their case or incident in our case to actually occur. So as you will see, I'm not going to go through all of these here, but I have a number of different items that I'm interested in you evaluating. But for the most part, licensed, registered, and trained properly. And something else that I find potentially a solution to add to that LOPA or layers of protection is to put a psychiatric evaluation on those who want to obtain high or rapid fire devices or high capacity magazines. I'm not necessarily saying that these have to be gone. I don't personally like them. And I do understand that some are thinking beyond hunting and beyond sporting events for personal protection, and you have to often fight like with like. However, to ensure that those who have it, who have obtained it, to have safe storage and a psych eval, I think is a good compromise. Okay. I also pointed out different potential funding sources for these items that I listed in here. And I'm hoping that this information could be passed along to our legislators at the federal level as well, because I don't think that this will be fixed just within the state, especially with NICS. And if we don't solve it at a federal level, then it's not hard for somebody, such as my friend, to travel within 37 hours back and forth to another state and do what he wants to do. Thank you.